So hi everyone, I'm Neve from the marketing team at TechComp Lab Products, and welcome to episode 1 of TechComp Lab Products Deep Dive series, which is our live learning series. We will be posting a different live to our YouTube channel every month, and the series features expert advice, deep understanding, and hints and tips from across our laboratory products range. This month, we are discussing storage management with Froilabo's COO will soon be joining me to share his top tips for storage management, as well as some product updates to our ULT range. And we also have our head of product development, Hassan. So welcome to Olivier Verret, Chief Operating Officer of Froilabo. Over to you, and we hope you enjoy this morning's session.
Thank you very much, Nim. Hello, good morning, everybody, and thank you for the introduction. As Nim said, we will speak today on sample storage management at ultra low temperature. Ultra low temperature means between temperature between minus 70 degrees to minus 80 degrees. Target of this presentation is to share with you experience we got from our customers on the sample storage management at ultra low temperature, their practice, and how we can support them in the choice of the best solution. Then we will introduce last improvement included in our equipments, and we will finish with a case study with a research center based in Paris Hospital. Also, when we speak about ultra low temperature, we are speaking with about a real challenge. We have decades of experience supplying ULT freezers, and we are connected with thousands of end users. It's really useful for us because we can get lots of informations, and with these informations we can share our knowledge and experience to offer customers and our partners the best solution. We have contact in with hospital, with research lab, with in laboratory in industry. Also, we can cover plenty of different type of samples. And the first question often is what type of equipment I need to store my sample at at ultra low temperature. Customers have a large choice of equipment on websites, and it's not really easy to understand what is the best solution depending on type of sample. Today, we support our customer in this choice to ask if they want to do a short or a long-term storage of sample. Long-term storage means that the freezer will open once or twice a week to access the sample. And if we speak about short-term storage, the freezer will be open several times a day to access sample. And in two cases, it's a complete different challenge. For short-term storage, we clearly recommend our trust or evolution model. The 690 liter is the optimal volume because it's optimized for daily use without compromising internal temperature. The customer will be able to use it by opening the door several times a day and be sure that the temperature storage will be in the perfect condition and it will be safe for the sample. And we can guarantee a high level of performance with a low power consumption. If the customer wants to store the sample with a long-term storage, we clearly recommend the model BMT 1000 because we offer the highest volume of storage. It's very useful for long-term storage, and the design is perfect for this application. But when we speak about short-term storage, the customer has to define which model they want to choose. And we have two type of model, the trust or the evolution. We can clearly recommend the trust for hospital or research center who need to store thousands of samples. often they have 10, 20, sometimes more units, ULT freezers in their facilities. And what they need is a high performance to get a very easy to check status of the unit. And they have a third party monitoring system because they manage the temperature profile, the follow up of the temperature profile with an external probe inside the machine. And Trust is perfect for this application. We offer the high performance. They can make the follow-up of all alarms if needed, and they can use their extra probe for temperature monitoring. For the evolution, we mainly recommend this version for people who need to manage uh, everything with the software of the unit. The software of the unit will be able to manage the samples inside the unit, will be able to record the temperature profile history. We will have the ability to set certain access with the admin access to be sure that the temperature cannot be changed on the unit by mistake. Also, we can easily advise the customer about what model, depending on the application and the way they want to manage their sample storage. Um, the advice we can share about the equipment is important, but the advice we can give to the customer about the maintenance is also very important. The benefits of the maintenance are really clear. When the customer do the maintenance, we can guarantee to extend the life of their freezers. The benefit of maintenance will be anticipation on repair, it will simplify the management, avoid stress when they have to manage an urgent repair. And we also know that a good preventive maintenance will decrease the rate of failure on the unit. We have two types of maintenance. The monthly maintenance, it's done by the users. They need to remove the frost on the main door, on internal door. We supplied a tool to do it with the equipment. They will clean the gasket. They will check the door mechanism because plenty of people can use the same equipment, and sometimes it's important to check how the door mechanism is working well or not, and to check if we have ice into the pressure valve. It's very important. Also, it's easy to do. A monthly check is sufficient, and they can manage them themselves. The yearly maintenance often is offered by Froilabo or by partners of Froilabo to check, to have a complete check of the unit. We will check the condenser of the heat exchanger, of the unit. We will check how compressor are working. We will check the fan. We will check plenty of different things. And at the end, we will be able to know if the the equipment is working as expected. And we are able sometimes to identify if we have to anticipate a repair. It's very important in terms of the management of the ultra low temperature freezers. Um, when we speak with people about the maintenance, about the yearly maintenance, they have to defrost completely the unit for a yearly maintenance. To do it, they need to have a backup unit. A backup unit is an extra equipment, extra ultra low temperature freezers. Okay, they can run just before starting the yearly maintenance on one unit. Um, Using a backup unit generates strong benefits because you will be sure that you can safely relocate your sample at minus 80 degrees without compromising sample integrity. And the sample, and if something happen, unexpected issue happen on the unit, you can start the backup unit and use this unit before the temperature increase too much on the defaulted unit. Also, this is clearly a strong recommendation we share with our customers as soon as they have to manage several equipments and as soon as they manage the maintenance, the yearly maintenance. Also, it's very important, and we share on our website a tech note we wrote with a research center in an hospital in Paris, and they clearly explain what is the main benefit of the backup unit. And I will speak later in this presentation about the results of this test. Okay, now Hassan will speak about the latest improvement we included on our ULT freezers.
Okay. Hello, guys. Hopefully you can hear me very clearly here. Then, based on what we have done in 2024, we have tried to improve the mechanism of the freezer, which is technically helping you in terms of keeping the sample safe while we are reducing the ice formation, which put the strain on the cooling system. And as much as you can reduce the strain on the cooling system, we will have a freezer. One of the things we have done, for example, in last year, it was improving our insulation. When you see the freezer, they have two type of insulation. One is called vacuum insulation panels, which is insulation material packed between two aluminum plates, and the air is evacuated from that. Then we improve our vacuum insulation between 20 millimeter, but we improved to around 35, 40 millimeter. Also, with help of some other suppliers, we have come up with the hybrid protection film around these vacuum insulation panels to reduce the heat loss and also overcoming the thermal breaching. That means you will have a less heat loss from your sample chambers. This again poses reduction of refrigeration system usage, and that means your life of equipment will increase and less power consumption. Also in terms of the power shutdown, as much as we can insulate the chamber in terms of the power shutdown in the building or something happen, we can contain the cold inside the chamber and keep the sample safely for longer hours. Other thing also we has improved, we improved it. It was the injection foam, which we do in the factory. We increased the density of that by 15%, which is again, this has a huge contribution on performance. That means you will lose less heat from the chamber and better, let's say, less refrigeration usage. The other thing also we have done is the gasket was changed. Previously, the gasket we had, it was a very stiff gasket, and by the study to our gasket system, we make it to more flexible type, which has a better sealability compared to previous one. Better sealability, that means less air will escape into the cold chamber. That means less ice built up, and you require maintenance, and the strain on the cooling system means your equipment's life expectancy is increasing by that one. Then this new gasket also help to reduce, let's say, the power consumption, because it's more flexible, less air penetrate into the chamber, and in terms of again the power shutdown, you lose less cold air from inside the chamber. The other thing also we have improved and we realized is the water tray or the water collection on the bottom of the freezer. Uh, technically, that is technically that is just protecting the electronics on the bottom of the freezer. We had the water tray. We improved the ergonomy of that one to cover more area based on the feedback we had from the market to improve the protection from the electronics. Uh, then we also had a lot of test performance. We've done a little bit different from other people testing because we realize when the people using the it's not just a matter of 10-second or 15-second keeping the door of the freezer open because they need at least 1 minute to keep the door of the freezer open to move the sample around. And we, by talking to our customer and the experience we had from market, we find out 1 minute, 2 minutes, and 3 minutes, it's the realistic time. Then we try to test this to see if you leave the door of the freezer for 1 or 2 minutes open, how quickly the freezer will go back to the temperature range which is required. By the standard, the temperature range is -80. If you set up at -80, the standard is ±5 degrees. Then you can see on the right hand side that temperature recovery. It shows how much time will take to get there, but we are less than 30 minutes to recover the temperature and go back go back to the temperature we have to do. Also, by improved, we have done in the freezer. You can see our options. The temperature uniformity is has increased. That means previously we had like ±5 degrees, as you can see on the bottom temperature, the red line and the blue line, which is the target of ±5 degrees. But our freezer temperature distribution was closer to the -80, and this is also keep more safety in terms of sample storage and keeping the customer happy. Then I hand over this back to Olivier for the case study review.
Yes, thank you, Hassan. Yes, to validate the performance of equipment with the new improvements, we propose Henri Mondor Hospital with the CRB team to test this new equipment in their sample storage management. And they were really interested in using this unit as a backup unit. CRB is managing research studies, and they store thousands of samples. They have in 2 rooms, they have 30 units, -80 degrees ULT freezers. And they explain that the storage conditions can have a significant impact on sample integrity, and that affects data's results and reproducibility and reliability of the study. Also, it's very important for them to have the perfect management of the storage of samples. And in this case, they used our equipment as a backup unit and to transfer samples from one unit before the yearly maintenance and into our units. And the main conclusion of this test is that they manage the transfer of sample easier and with lots of confidence than before. Why? Because the first thing is when they need to start this unit to get -80 degrees, they they observe a fast cool down time. And it's very important because when you have a yearly maintenance, you can easily plan to turn on the backup unit as you want and several hours before the transfer. But when you have a backup unit turn off, and you have a technical issue of another unit, and you have to transfer the sample, all sample of the defaulted unit to the backup. You need that the backup unit reach the temperature very fast. And we measure that with our improvements. Now our equipment can needs only 1 hour and 30 minutes to reach minus 60 degrees temperature. And minus 60 degrees means that they can transfer the sample into your units because it's sufficient to be safe for the sample. Also, it's very important in this case to have a performant equipment to be sure that we will be able to manage the transfer of the sample in stress conditions. The second thing is regarding the performance to keep the temperature at minus 80 degrees, even when something happened. After turning on the unit into the facilities, they face to several electrical shutdown into the building. Or as you can easily understand, it was not expected, but they measure the temperature profile in these conditions. And you can see here on the slide that even with 4 electrical shutdown during several hours, the electrical shutdown is mentioned on the graph with an arrow here into on the temperature profile, and you can see that even with we face electrical shutdown, the temperature stay between minus 80 degrees to minus 78 degrees. Also, that means we can guarantee a very safe sample storage with our units, including the latest improvement. They were really satisfied with the performance because after transferring the sample into the backup unit, if the electrical shutdown happen and the temperature increase, that could impact on the sample inside the machine. Also, the conclusion was very positive of this test. They, just for your information, they decide to buy 2 units in the month after the test. Also, that means they were really satisfied by the performance of our last version of equipment. You can find all informations about our product, about the tech notes on our website, www.froilabo.com. Now, if you have some question, I will be very happy to answer to. Also, do we see some question on the chat?
So we have some questions for you, Olivier.
Yeah.
Do you propose racks for microtubes with our ULT freezers?
Yes, it's a common question we have about what type of racks we have. Yes, we have different model of racks depending on the sample you have. Sometimes for microtube, they store their microtube into boxes of 100 tubes. We have dedicated racks for these boxes. We can also offer racks with drawers. We have different model with 3 drawers, 4 drawers, 5 drawers, etc. We can also offer racks to store a different type of sample. Also, the best way to know what type of racks we have is to go on our website to select ULT freezers, and into the web page you can select the options you want, and you will have access to the list of all racks we can propose for our ULT freezers.
So I've got a question for you actually, Olivier. Can you connect external systems to record alarms on our ULTs?
Yes, we can, and this is very important, and this is what I explained when I spoke about trust or evolution model if we have to choose between both. Um, for 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 the large majority of people who store sample at minus 80 degrees, as the sample safety is very important, they used an external probe, and this external probe can be put inside the equipment. We have a specific access to put the external probe inside the machine and with the connection with the third party system. In this case, the external probe will confirm the temperature inside the machine and will confirm that the temperature displayed on the equipment is correct. And this external probe is often connected to a system to record the temperature profile every time during several weeks, several months. As soon as a lab wants to get an ISO certification, they are using this external probe.
That is great. Thank you very much, Olivier. We do have another question that is from a Lauren. She's asking about the size of the units, in particular our 690 litre, and if it's compatible to go through a standard door in a lab.
Yeah, yes, it is. And we specifically designed the machine to be able to go through a classic door because lots of laboratories have not a larger door. Also, it's very important. I spoke about the 690 liter model during my presentation because this is the volume that the majority of customers are using, but we can also offer smaller volume, so 515 liters and 340 liters if you need to store less sample. Recently, we also released a new model for low volume. We offer 108 liter volumes to store sample at minus 80 degrees. But for all models, we can guarantee that they can go through a normal door.
Don't see any more questions at the minute. Is there anything else that you would like to add before we end our webinar, Olivier?
Yes, thank you very much for this webinar, and we will be you can join us on the website, and you can contact your local partners. We have a network of distributors in different countries, and you can also join us through our local contact of TechComp. Also, thank you very much, and have a good day, everybody.
Yes, thank you very much for joining us, everyone, and thank you very much to Olivier and Hassan from Froilabo. Our next episode will be at the end of February, so keep an eye out, and it will be with our Edinburgh Sensors team. So we look forward to seeing you then. Thank you and goodbye.